everyone, this is Miss Jimenez. Welcome to this section. In this section, I hope to provide some clarity on how to identify claims, evidence, and reasoning. I will be talking about some strategies that you yourself can use when it comes to writing your own persuasive or argumentative essays as well. So let's get started. Wonderful. So first things first, what is the difference, right? So it always begins with a claim. A claim tells what you think, right? Evidence tells us how you know that to be true, and the reason tells us why you think that. So this is the basis of the CER method, right? You have claim, evidence, and reasons. The what, the how, and the why. These are very important. A claim is supported by clear evidence that is then reinforced by your relevant reasons, right? So, having said that, let's just kind of get a little bit more specific with claims. So with claims, you have, remember, a claim is what you think or see, right? This is opinion based. And the reason why I think this is very important is because right here, opinion based, let's go back a bit. It is drawn from your own observations. It's what you see. It is what you think. So some helpful hints here is when it comes to writing your own claims, right? Using keywords and ideas in a question or a prompt, that is very important. So remember last week we looked at a visual text for the first time. And in that prompt, we had to identify what is the author's claim here. What is this person trying to tell us here, right? So that was a little difficult for some of you, and that's okay. That's okay because we're still learning, right? But some of the key things that you can do when writing those claims is by looking at those keywords and ideas, right? Those phrases that we identified in that visual text. So just to keep that in mind, right? Making it relevant to what we've done before. So here are some things that you should avoid to do is using openings such as I think or I believe, because these tend to weaken your argument and it makes it seem like, oh, this is just, it's not an academic a writing sample, right? It's not going to use academic language. It's just I think, I feel, I believe. These are not these are no-nos, right? No-nos. So let's go ahead and take a closer look at Mr. Leonardo DiCaprio's UN speech. We have previously already watched his speech and answered some questions, right? Because we were identifying what rhetorical appeals he used, ethos, pathos, or logos. So now we're going to be looking at his claim, right? So if you look on the right side of your screen, you're going to see part of the transcript for his speech, which is, as an actor, I pretend for a living. I play fictitious characters, often solving fictitious problems. Mankind has looked at climate change in the same way, as if it were fiction, as if pretending the climate change wasn't real would somehow make it go away, right? So his claim, which is in the red, is that he's saying that climate change, right, is being treated as if it was a fake issue, as if it was not real. And by that, he could be implying that, by not taking action, then we're making things worse, right? So his claim is that we continue to do this. We continue to do this. So let's see what his evidence, right? What his evidence is for this claim. So once again, evidence is the how, right? It uses information from reliable sources and it provides very specific information that supports his claim. So let's look at some of this evidence here, right? All right, so going back to the transcript, this is taken directly out of Mr. DiCaprio's UN speech. What you see in the blue is his evidence. So he has, he even says evidence right here, if you look right here, right? So he has that accelerated climate change is here right now. Droughts are intensifying, our oceans are acidifying with methane plumes rising up from the ocean floor. We are seeing extreme weather events, and the West Antarctic and the Greenland ice sheets are melting at an unprecedented rates. decades ahead of scientific projections. None of this is rhetoric and none of it is hysteria. It is fact. And then he goes on to say scientific community knows it, the industry, the government, they know it, and even the United States military knows it. The chief of the U.S. Navy Pacific Command, Admiral Samuel Locklear, recently said that climate change is our single greatest security threat. Wow, right? He uses ethos right there. How does he use ethos? Well, he's referring to U.S. Navy Pacific Command Admiral Samuel Locklear, right? That is someone credible. And how do we know that he's credible? Well, it says it right there in his name, right? He is part of the U.S. Navy's Pacific Command, right? So he goes on with some of his other evidence. He goes on by saying, climate change is accelerating, there's droughts, the ocean is acidifying, methane plumes are rising from the ocean floor, ice caps are melting. All of this is evidence for what he's saying, right? We're not taking it seriously, but yet here all these serious things are happening, and even someone as high ranking as Admiral Samuel Locklear saying that this is the greatest single threat to our security, right? This is just to support what Mr. DiCaprio's claim has been from the beginning. So if we continue to look here, right, his reasoning. So the reasoning is the explanation for why you are making that claim, right? So in this portion right here, what you need to do is you need to offer new insight. You need to give analysis, acknowledgement of connections between these ideas. Okay, so lastly, let's take a look at Mr. DiCaprio's reasoning, right? So in the green here on the left side, that is his reasoning. He says, put a price tag on carbon emissions and eliminate government subsidies for all oil, coal, and gas companies. We need to end the free ride that industrial polluters have been given in the name of a free market economy. They do not deserve our tax dollars. They deserve our scrutiny, for the economy itself will die if our ecosystems collapse. Right? This is not a partisan debate. It is a human one. Clean air and a livable climate are inalienable human rights. So what he's saying here, his reasons for his claim is that we still continue to treat climate change as if it were fake, right? His evidence, he gives very specific details of like what is happening in the world right now, right? How is he proving? How is this being proved? And then his reasoning, he is saying that here at the end, if our economy itself will die, if our ecosystems will collapse, so there's this cause and effect. So he is using logos right there, right? In addition to that, he is also emphasizing that this debate on climate change is not a partisan one. It is a human debate, right? Because we as humans deserve clean air and a livable climate so that we can live, so that we can survive. So here, Mr. DiCaprio has a line through of what is the CER method, right? He makes his claim, he gives his evidence, and then he gives us his reasons. Very good. So I hope this video helped all of you. If you have any further questions or need clarifications, we will continue to work on them. But you can always email me at my email and I will always answer back. Alrighty. All right, everyone. Have a good day. Bye-bye.